Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I am not alone. I am joined by OddOneGaming. First time collab hype here on the channel.
That was cute. I liked that.
OddOne, what's up, man? How you doing, dude?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you very much for having me on the channel. It's an honor, first of all.
The honor is all mine, man. I love your channel. I love your content. I love your raid knowledge. Shame on me, on us for not getting together sooner. We just did a collab on your channel as well, talking about our most underrated legendary champions in the game. Really enjoyed talking to you, and happy to bring that energy, enthusiasm in today's video as well, my man. First off, how'd you come up with the name OddOneGaming? I'm dying to know, man. You don't seem that odd.
We need to talk more, then I might seem a little bit more odd. Yeah, the funny thing with the name was something that wasn't that complicated. When I first started playing Raid Shadow Legends, my first actual, good clan that I was part of was called the Odd Squad. And I was debating about starting content creation, and when I got into it, I asked my clan mates, what should be my name? And they were like, yeah, you're kind of an odd one. And I was like, well, I was like, okay, that fits and it's gonna stick, especially because,
Hey, guys, watch this.
I'm the whole Transylvanian vampire. I'm from Transylvania.
Wait, so you're from, I knew you were from Romania. You're from Transylvania?
Yeah, so basically it's
Dude.
like Romania split in 3 regions, and one of them is Transylvania.
Yeah, I'm familiar actually, because me and my son were into Castlevania, the game, right?
Oh.
So we just took a deep dive into Transylvania in Dracula's castle. Actually, literally last night we were just doing this. It's very funny. That have you been to the Dracula's castle, like the one that's based on or whatever?
Yes, there's like several of them,
Okay.
but they're like the tourist attraction. I've been there like a couple, 2-3 times.
Okay, is it one of those things that you live near there, so you just take it for granted though? You don't like, it's like whatever?
It's not much. To be fair, there's still so much that I need to visit in my country. It's such a beautiful country, and it has lots of you're welcome. One day if you come to visit, there's lots.
I would love to, man. I would honestly, and not just saying that, I would love to go to Romania. I hear awesome things. So anyway, we're not here talking about Romania, even though I would love to for a long time.
Oh, I thought we were.
Transylvania. Give me the history of Transylvania.
Okay, so
first it was a vampire. Okay, sorry. Rare champions. These are like hands down the rare champions that we absolutely love. You can use them as a carry in the early, in the mid, in the end game. If we got these champions on a new account, we would invest immediately. We give the double stamp of approval. That's it. So you're the guest, Odd One. You go first, bro. Who you got?
Well, the first one that I'm going to go with is from the Night Revenants, and that is going to be Renegade. Well, for her, it's pretty simple. It's all about an A3 that resets the cooldown of skills for 2 turns. So if you're getting to the point where you're starting to push content and you want to speed farm some of those waves, you're going to need a reset champion. It doesn't matter if you have a Seer, if you have Poison Exploder, if you just have a straight up nuker. Having a reset to speed that up is amazing, and that's where Renegade comes into play. And honestly, I've been using Renegade for like 3 years, because that's how long it took me to get the Kaiba on the Yumeko.
Hey man, she gets the job done though,
Yeah, and not only that, it's like, especially for progressing through Fire Knight, up until you get to the hard mode, the fact that she has a triple hit on the A2, with a chance to land the decreased speed, that's amazing. Even for progressing, like you said, it's definitely worth getting in that team.
I love the call out, and I don't know why, but at some point I had a Kaimar before. Kaimar was my second legendary pulled on my account, so I got very lucky there.
Nice.
And he was the first legendary on my free to play too, so it was just like, wow, Kaimar is I got the Kaimar love. But throughout the years, I don't know why, but I needed a Renegade too, And the cool thing is if you're just using her as a reset, like you don't even have to take her to 60, Like you can just take her to level 50 and she'll get the job done using that A3 and that's it, So really cool champ, totally agree. I am going to go with, I'm just going to start with the easiest. One of us had to go with Coulthard, right? One of us had to. At this point, I don't even feel...
What do you feel?
I feel like it's dumb to even mention her because she is like the closest thing to a legendary champion to me on every rare.
Panic attacks, having a panic attack. It's called a panic attack, it's worse.
It's rightfully so, man. A quadruple hitter on the A1 in its own right is incredibly rare or hard to find in the game. She's got a good A2. She got that heal reduction, which is great for Fire Knight. Imperative to my Fire Knight hard team. Fire Knight hard 10, Coulthard, a rare, is like the champion that I am getting the most utility out of. So like, Yeah, man, she's amazing. Obviously, she's amazing in so many different areas, not just Fire Knight. She got the full turn meter depletion, the big damage, enemy max HP on the A3. People know Cold Heart at this point, but any other thoughts on Cold Heart?
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't matter how much the game has changed, what other stuff was implemented in the game, she still finds a spot somehow. You know, when Spider Heart came out, we all thought like, yeah, she's not gonna be in the teams anymore because we need to kill the spiderlings. Guess what? She's back. She's back. Still in that team. She's always there. Like, it doesn't matter. Like you said, if you pull her day 1 or day 1,000 for the first time, she's still gonna be built, maxed instantly, and gonna be in the team.
100%. Who you got next, man?
Okay, next one, I'm gonna go with a little bit, you know, I'm gonna call some maybe underrated ones as well, but definitely deserves some love. And this one's gonna be from the dwarves, and we're gonna be talking about Master Butcher.
Ooh, I like this one. I like this one.
The whole idea with him is he's not the best at something, but he's good at several things. So if you're a progressing account, if you're a mid game, late game, maybe in the end game he falls off, he can bring you really good utility. On his A1, he brings you a provoke. It's not a high chance, but you know what? It's an A1. He's a rep. Yeah. But then if you move over to the A2, this one's on a 4-turn cooldown, and it's a 2-turn provoke on a target. And then he also brings, you know, it's the small version, but it's 2 AoE buffs, increase crit rate and increase attack. That's massive. He's a rare, you know? Like, if you're struggling for some provokers, for example, for Magma Dragon, for Hydra, just bring Master Butcher in there, and he's gonna help you a ton with those ones. And then, let's say you're struggling with Bommel, okay? You have a problem with Bommel, cannot quite do it, you don't have a Vogoth. Well, guess what? Master Butcher is the budget version of Vogoth because of his passive. It's like the first passive, when attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. So all of it. So if you think about it, when the bombs explode, 40% of your damage goes down. He straight up heals that one.
Yeah. And the bombs aren't the boss, you know, because it says does not work against bosses, but it works against the bombs. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other one has a clutch, you know, random revive in case you need it.
You know,
I really love this guy.
I feel like I've invested in so many rares over the years. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong here, but I feel like out of every content creator, I've probably maxed the most rares. I've probably maxed like 50 or 60 or 70 of them.
And that's why I like you.
I've never invested in Master Butcher, man. Never. And you're right, man. Like, what am I waiting for? That's a Vogoth-esque kit. I
actually used him. I'm not going to lie. I actually used them on my main account when Hydra came out because I did not have good enough provokers. You know, I only had Soulless and Basics. That's it. Because I fed my for Jizzo. So I needed him. He was in my brutal Hydra team as my provoker.
But I can see why, man. I can see why, and I love that. So does he have like crazy heal? Like at the end of a Hydra run, is he just insanely?
So the thing is, for Hydra specifically,
because the boss, it doesn't work. Yeah,
but for the Hydra, it's like he brought me the provoke,
it's just
and
I'm not
gonna lie. Sometimes when he died and somebody else died, he just revived that other one, you know, because
sure, can come in handy. Yeah,
he's kind of like a war chief, you know, because if you think about war chief for Hydra, what does he bring you? Provoke. That's it.
Yep.
Master Butcher's the same.
He's like, got one thing. Provoke. Yeah. And he does it very well. Okay.
Think about it like this. He only has one active skill.
Yes.
Build him in a reflex. That's it. He's always going to have that A2.
That's a good call.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
That's a great call. Yeah, put him in the reflex gear, get that down to a 3-turn, and you're really cooking with to your point, he's a mini war chief, but he's got a little Vogoth in him too for other areas. That's really cool. Okay, I'm going to go with, I mentioned this champ before. I'm sure you have too, but man, Gnarlhorn is so good, dude. He's a really exceptional Skinwalker rare champion. He's HP based. He's got damage increase according to the amount of HP this champion has lost, which he does have provoke. Again, AoE provoke, 3-turn cooldown, increased defense on himself, and then unkillable on a 3-turn cooldown. It lasts for 2 turns. Defense in dungeons by 27%. The cool thing about this dude is I used him in the end game in Spirit. Oh, there's a couple Spirit only hard Doom Tower rooms, right? So he's lockdown control. He's fairly easy to keep alive. Well, he's really easy to keep alive because of the unkillable and the provoke, right? So, and the increased defense on himself. But now I see him in so many Sand Devil teams, man, as well. So I'm thinking that, man, I mean...
Oh, yeah, it's Shogun, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. My bad. Shogun, thank you. This is why I have you here, man, to correct me. I get all the mediocre new dungeons confused.
I agree with the mediocre dungeons.
Yeah, right?
dumbass.
I feel like this guy is early, mid, and late game now getting a lot of run. Definitely has a bit of a skyrocket in value as well with Shogun. So I think that overall, he's a really, really dependable, again, rare that you can use in so many different areas too with that dungeon aura.
Yeah, I 100% agree, because like you said, he has viability from the beginning to the end. He has that provoke that can help you when you need some control. And then even that A3, that single target unkillable, there are some unkillable teams out there that require him to be the unkillable, to take the stun if you don't have the Skull Crusher, you know.
Good point too, yeah.
After you outgrow that part, like you mentioned, you just throw him in your Shogun team and it's not wasted resources. You know, so definitely agree with this one. It's a good shout out.
All right. Who you got next, man?
Okay, another one that might seem obvious, but I'm gonna throw a curveball with this one. That's from the Dark Hills. We're gonna go with Painkeeper. Okay, so the thing with Painkeeper is everybody's gonna think like, oh, Painkeeper, you know, unkillable clan boss. Yes, that's her best use. Obviously, if you do a budget unkillable, a Bat Eater, you need a Painkeeper because her A3 does that one turn reset. But it's not only that. Like I've tested her and I've played her a lot, and that A2 is massive.
It is.
So that A2 that does an AoE hit heals all allies by 50% of her max HP. When maxed out, she has almost 20,000 HP. That heal can be huge. I used her in my main account and my free-to-play this year in a Relentless set with as much HP and speed as I could. She basically kept my whole team healed up all the time. And that's just massive. And same principle, you know, pair her with some other rares like Ironclad in some of the secret rooms. She just keeps doing that healing.
Yes. That can be very fun as well. Ironclad in like a stun set, parlayed with the heal. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Not only, dude, I don't know if it's just me too, but like she can deal some sneaky damage, man. Like I was not prepared for like the damage total that she can pull out on top of the amazing heals, on top of everything we already know about for combat tactics. I like that you called her out, man, because to your point, for a long time, I just thought I put her in that one little box, you know, that one little, you know, man-eater, whatever, unkillable box. But she's so much more than that. Exceptional in Faction Wars as well. So, yeah, she looks really badass, too.
Yeah, she has amazing skin,
Yeah, I don't know why. It's been a long time since I looked at Painkeeper, but she's really cool looking.
You're my world,
I'm gonna go with, dude, I love Executioner. I don't know what it is. Have you invested in Executioner?
So I remember he used to be the OG. So when I started playing the game, he was already past his prime. When I started playing the game, Rain Beast was at prime. But before that, I remember about him. He used to be the OG damage dealer smacker for Arena. He's interesting,
Here's the thing. He's very slow, 89 speed. You hate to see it. But that being said, man, like I invested in him. It was one of the magic only secret rooms or something, you know, and I'm like, okay, who the heck am I gonna use? And I looked at his A2 and I'm like, okay, this seems like a pretty good ability, turn meter control and stuff like that. I just wasn't ready for, honestly. I mean, he's a great combination of a lot of damage, a lot of control, and a lot of survivability because it's defense based, which obviously is attractive from a rare when their base stats are generally lower anyway. So on his A1, he's going to stun 25%. Not bad. It comes in handy more than I'd think, you know, especially in secret rooms. And then the AoE decreases turn meter by 20%, and then a 75% chance of placing the weak version decreased speed. I feel like same thing on like Bellower and a lot of other rares. You talked about it, Master Butcher, but we tend to scoff at the weak version. But especially in this rare only content or anywhere that you don't have, you know, decreased speed already on your team, it's great. I mean, 15% is still great to have, you know?
Yeah.
And it's max.
and the A2, it's max, but the decreased turn meter is guaranteed.
Yes.
It's not like has a chance. That's amazing.
That's 20%, you know? So 20% with the weak version decreased speed and a lot of damage all on a 3-turn cooldown. I mean, he's been... And it's crazy. He has the counterattack on himself, the increased defense on himself, big version. So now he's counterattacking, landing more stuns off the A1. His A1 hits pretty hard too. I mean, this guy's my lead damage dealer. I threw him in a stun set, even though he only has one AoE, but he's stunning all over the place. He's decreased speed all over the place. Turn meter and a lot, and my damage carry. He also has defense in all battles. Again, it's only 17, but an all battle defense from a rare. I mean, there's not that many. If only a few, I think. So I run him as my lead.
Fine, Ash, you convinced me. I'm gonna build an Executioner. Fine, I'm gonna build him for my count.
This is my stump speech for Executioner, man.
Executioner for president.
Yes.
Get out and vote. It matters.
All right. So I've said enough. Who you got next?
Okay, next is gonna be another one that has kind of a different use. We go back to the Dark Elves, and that's going to be Judge.
Ooh,
Honestly,
I like Judge too. Yeah.
Judge is, from my point of view, he's more like a secret room specialist, but at the same time, he could be used, at level 40, 50 in Faction Wars up until you get to that point. And it's all because of that A2. Attacks all enemy 2 times, fills the turn meter by 10% for each critical hit. So you're obviously going to get 50% turn meter every time you do that. It's a double AoE, paired with a passive that can land half of the debuffs in the game.
Right, all big versions.
All big versions. Then he brings, even though it's a baby version, Aura increases all ally accuracy in battles by 30, and he has a pretty decent A1 that, if you have a ton of debuffs, that one can smack pretty hard, if I recall correctly. He's actually a specialist. In the same room where you talked about like Executioner, Judge, he's my go-to. He was one of the first ones I built, stun set, and he comes back to the A2 so often because of that turn meter gain. It's insane.
I also love Judge. He's one of the more recent rares that I've invested in. Another old school, obviously. He's campaign farmable, right? I think.
I think so.
I'll take a quick look-see. I think he's like Sage 11 or 12. 4?
Yeah, Duran 4. So I don't see him there. I would have. Oh, I don't remember last time I went to the campaign to farm.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
Where are ya? Okay. It's Executioner. My boy Executioner is campaign farmable, who I was just talking about in 11, and I don't think Judge is. But either way, he's got a little mini Contra vibe going too, with all of those debuffs that he can put out, because he's hitting 2 times, and it's with each hit on that passive, right? So granted, it's only a 30% chance of landing, but you are hitting everybody. You can see with each hit, 30% chance to land all of these debuffs on a 2-time hitter. He's another champion that you could throw if you wanted to for early Hydra in a reflex set, and then he's hitting 2 times on a 2-turn cooldown if you can get it to proc, and then you're just landing debuff after debuff, all big versions, right? So like, he can be a really cool champion. He's squishy, but he can be really cool too.
Yeah, throw him with Sniper and Master Hexer as masteries as well.
Yes,
and if they do land, they get extended to 2 turns. And they are actually, all of those debuffs are amazing for Hydra. That's a good call out. I might have to try him in Hydra.
He can be fun, like if you don't have, and you can use him to your point, like I'm talking like the easier levels of Hydra. In the early game, he's definitely viable there. You just got to keep him alive, and it'll be your debuffer. Build some accuracy, but to your point, he even has the accuracy aura there. So good call out there. I'm going to go with, oh man, I feel like I talk about Abyssal on every rare video that I do lately. Shout out to Muckstalker. He's not on our list, but I mean, because of the sleep, the 2-turn sleep, he's right in front of my face. I should probably mention him. He's Muckstalker's pretty cool, and Metal Shaper is pretty cool too with a 2-turn stun. I think they're like brothers in the 2-turn niche category. But either way, I am a massive fan of Abyssal. In the early days of Raid, not the early days of Doom Tower when he was released. I kind of was like, I was on the fence on this guy. I'm like, I don't know. Should I build him? Should I do a guide on this guy? I don't know. And then over time, I've said this before, so I'll be brief, but like over time, he's become one of my go-to most used rares in the game. His kit does not blow you away at first glance, but he has a little bit of everything that you need. You can't really get from other rares. He has the AoE on the A1 with block buffs, 30% chance, 35 with sniper. And again, the amount of times that this block buffs, which lasts for 2 turns if you can get it to land, has come in handy for me has been pretty insane. You know, it's not dependable, but it's super nice to have against these annoying waves with all these annoying buffs, right? He's got a heal on the A2, 15% of his max HP. His HP scales fairly well at over 18k for a rare. It's not the best heal in the game, but again, other than Painkeeper, there's not that Gear Grinder. There's not a lot of like just good raw healers out there for rares. And then he has increased defense, increased attack on a 4-turn, both the weak versions. And I think this was the ability, odd one, that really got me hating on the guy initially. I'm like, oh God, 4-turn cooldown, weak versions. But the truth is, just like my point on the healing and everything else about his kit, it's hard to find both of these buffs for rares, you know? And he's got them both on the same ability. And hey, it might not be the duration that we want, but you pick up, to your point earlier, you pick up that Master Hexer, you get, or excuse me, Lasting Gifts. You get that extension, and you know, he can be a great carry. Heal, support, increase attack, block buffs, AoE in a stun set, fearsome presence. I mean, he's got a lot of, like, you put it all together, and he's just a super reliable rare that I really love.
Already voted, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with him. He's one of the ones that I have built myself. And the thing is, if you build him early on, where most of the faction wars early on, you need some AoE hitters, right? You build him in there, keep him at even at 50, use him for faction wars in a stun set, and then once you push Doom Tower, there's the secret rooms that you need Spirit Champions only. That's where I use mine. He comes with their same thing, stun set, he brings heals, he brings those buffs, they can be amazing, and I like him as well. Like I said, I definitely use him. He's a good one.
Yeah, he's a goat. He's one of the goats for me. Okay, who you got next, man?
Okay, now I'm gonna be somebody that I'm not sure people were talking about too much because they couldn't have, and we're gonna go over to the Demon Spawn. So this rare, I actually called the new Frozen Banshee. That is Patricia Rocktooth.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned her. Yeah,
she's amazing. I really like her. She's not gonna be she's not better than a legendary and whatnot, but she brings such a unique kit for a rare that can help you amazingly in, well, basically any boss encounter where poisons help out, and especially for clan boss. I even made a video on her for clan boss where I called her better than Frozen Banshee, but basically her A1 has a big chance to land a big version of decreased defense. It's each hit, you know, it's only what 35% chance, but it's each hit. And if there's poison sensitivity, has the chance to land the big version. If not, it's the small version. So you're kind of always, you know, guaranteed. She does lots of A1s to land a decreased defense. Then the A2, she brings double AoE. Okay, so think about this. Even if you don't use her maybe early on in Doom, or you start using her early on in your what's it called? Demon Lord clan boss, okay? You get somebody better. You retire her. Guess what? You have somebody who has a double AoE, that kind of like a judge, put them in a stun set, and then that one also has a 100% chance to land baby version of decreased attack. But in those secret rooms, remember how hard you get hit? Well, that can come in clutch, and also has a chance to land poison. Then triple hit on the A3 that can land poison sensitivity and poison.
On the A2, it's got to be a double chance at stun too on a stun set. Do you think?
Let me see. I don't think that happens anymore because of Safs.
Oh, did they fix it?
Saf did it again.
Saf ruined it for us?
Saf nerfed it again, yeah.
What the hell is even that?
They fixed that. I think it used to be. It could have happened before, but because they fixed it recently, because of Uko and other ones, it's only one chance.
Okay.
But still, it's a 3-turn cooldown.
Dude, I missed that memo. I have not ran Mighty Uko in Arena in a while, and I just didn't even notice. Okay, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But either way, I agree. Like, really cool kit. Really cool. Like, this is the best rare that I can remember them releasing in quite a while, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. She's definitely, like, from my point of view, she's better than Frozen Banshee for Demon Lord, but not a better poisoner. So she's better than Frozen Banshee because she brings a decreased defense as well. But when it comes to like straight poison capabilities, like I said, I tested it out, Frozen Banshee still does the most poison. But if you can bring somebody as a decreased defense, you don't have to bring somebody else in the team. Why not use Patricia? You know, why not use her?
No, absolutely agree. I have to mention Fellhound, dude. Like, he's my campaign farmer and I'm a dirty
Mine as
pay to
well.
win.
Same.
Right? So like all these legendaries in the game, I'm still using a rare champion for campaign farming, mainly because he's got an AoE that can kill everybody on his A1, and he has a super fast animation, so he goes really, really fast. I actually upgraded from Queen Ava to him in terms of shaving a second, you know? What?
Sam Solstice, don't watch this video.
Well,
this is a big Queen Eva supporter.
it's funny that you mentioned that, because some people in the comments are like, no, dude, Queen Eva's faster to me. But I'm like, well, I can only go based on what I've experienced, and he is a second faster on my account. Maybe it's they don't have the animations off, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But like, he's faster than her, you know? Anyway, he's also really good for Fire Knight because he has a reflect damage on a 2-turn cooldown, you know, that lasts for 2 turns.
Yeah.
So good for the, especially early game and stuff like that. Do you have one more, or is that it?
No, I think that was it. There was a quick shout out we can
give a couple quick shout outs, because I want to cover all the best of the best. Hey guys, let me cut in real quick. Ash from the future here. I was editing this video and I realized that I forgot one of my favorite rares in the game, so I have to add him. I have to add him to the list, and it is, of course, Kurzad Deepheart. Man, how could I forget my little dwarf with his orange beard? Man, I love this dude. He's amazing, right? He's got an AoE on the A2 3-turn cooldown and an AoE on the A3 3-turn cooldown. Big version, increased accuracy on all allies, and then he's got the decreased defense on all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a small version, but it's better than no version. Put him in a stun set. You got 2 AoEs, 3-turn cooldown, increased accuracy. The big buff version, it's well, you don't have it on any rare in the game other than Kurzad. So you get a lot of damage, you get a lot of control, you get debuffs, and you get an essential buff on your team. Massive shout out to Kurzad Deepheart.
From the barbarians, we cannot, not talk about Soul Barbarian. Come on. If you need,
she's not even a shout out. She's just like on the list. You're right.
She's on the list.
Yes.
Shout out. AoE on the A1.
Yeah.
3-meter control on the A3. Increased crit rate on her aura in all battles. Ignore the defense on the A2. So she's just a unit. Like, you need her for some spider, she's good. You need her for secret rooms, she's good. So Soulbound definitely.
War Maiden has to be there too. I mean,
yes.
An
the
AoE
decreased defense.
Yeah, AoE decreased defense that you're not going to upgrade until, like, I don't know, Robar or Abyss, like in terms of Force Affinity 3-turn cooldown. I mean, like, there's not many, you know, like she can ride you all the way till the end game, and you'll still use her in the end game because of rare only content, you know. Also, like, Marked, while we're here in Barbarians, Marked is really good, man, because she's got, like, everybody knows she has the big version of increased defense, but block debuffs, even for 1 turn on a 3-turn, like, that's, I don't know, do any rares have that except for her?
I think there's another one that has blocked debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown for 1 turn, and that's from the Shadowkin. There's what's his name again?
Odashai, right?
Odachi on the A3.
Okay,
but he has the lower version of increased defense. However, he hits harder on the A3.
Yes,
so
true.
It's different.
Okay. So either way, though, like, she's also has a decreased accuracy on the AoE, small version, but it's a 3-turn cooldown. I mean, it's a very, very robust kit. And again, increased defense, you're only going to find it from, like, her, big version, her, or Doomscreech, you know, in terms of rares. So very good there. Any Apothecary, right?
Yeah, definitely Apothecary. I mean, we didn't call Apothecary because he's a legendary, you know, so. It was like, there's another, like, since we talked about Ironclad.
Real question, though. Do you feel like he's been power crept a little bit because of all the turn meter fillers, increased speed champions that they've added to the game? Like, back in the day, there wasn't that many options, you know?
From my point of view, you know who he was power crept by? This might be like, unpopular opinion, different opinion, but I believe he was power crept by Broadma. Because of the change that it did to Broadma, Broadma now brings the increased speed. It's the smaller version, and turn meter, but also brings the increased crit rate on a 3-turn cooldown. And he's also a reviver. So I feel like, the way that I used to tell to people is, if you pull Apothecary before you get High Cocoon, build Apothecary. If you don't, go with High Cocoon first. But even that maybe changes into go with Broadma.
Dude, Broadma's a lizard man, right?
Yes, he's Elizabeth. He's the void, the fusible guy. You keep fusing him over and over and over again.
He broke my game. Enjoy the desktop, everybody.
Damn you, Brodma.
It's a nice little sunset for us here in the background. It just wanted to set the mood, you know, just chill for a little bit here.
Let me grab my pina colada.
Right? Hey, you know, we'll end the video on my desktop. Did we not mention anybody else that we should have? I feel like there's that other new rare too that people have been asking me about, you know?
I made a video on him, and I think they need to fix him. You're talking about the Night Riven one, Thorax, maybe? Or
actually not. No, the
the
Void.
High Elf one.
Yeah.
I still need to. I had a lot of people say the same. I still believe I need to test her. She seems like she could be an amazing one for, like, you know, HP burning for.
Yeah, Selenia Nightcloak. Yeah. So TBD. Increasing duration of burns, and then she's placing the burn, 4-turn cooldown, boost the champions. I don't know, man. People have been asking me a lot about her too, but she doesn't blow me away.
That's the thing. Maybe she has good multipliers. That's what we have to.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't want to speak. I have not looked.
You know what?
A lot into her. Yeah.
She could be a specialist for the. I think it's still a current rotation of the Frost Spider, because you know the higher you go, the more accuracy you need.
Yeah.
So if you get her and need an HP burner, just put her in there. She has that triple hit. You know, put increased accuracy on herself. It's the small version, but she can throw some HP burns out there. She could be helpful. And
you know, I love Reliquary Tender too. I'm right next door, so I think she's the GOAT. You know,
she's amazing.
She's got the big version continuous heal. She got the cleanse on the 3-turn. Eat that Spirit Host. People ask me about Spirit Host all the time. Like, why don't you give more love to Spirit Host? I'm like, dude, because
she's so 2019.
Yeah, because it's not 2019, man. Spirit Host sucks.
Shout out to Paragon.
People are going to get very mad at me because there's a Spirit Host fan club out there and they're going to be very angry at me. But like, she doesn't suck, but you can get better options very, very quickly. Yeah. I feel like, you know, she doesn't. Anyway, I digress. I think that, well, you know what? All the starters, like, is there any you don't like Galek, right?
He was my starter. I hate Aethel.
Oh, you do?
I don't like Aethel.
I like Aethel, man. I
don't. I used her. I don't know. It's just, there's something about those animations and stuff. Like, I don't. I prefer Gaelic because I picked her as my starter. I prefer Gaelic over Aethel.
Okay, let me give you a 2-second Aethel, how much I love her. First, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know because she's a freaking starting champion, you know, who you're familiar with. But I love her triple hitter. I love the big version of Weaken, guaranteed on her A1. I love Divine Blades is, you know, whatever. It's a 3-turn AoE. But I love how you can open up with Divine Blades, especially in endgame in a stun set, and then take the higher blessing after, and then push the cooldown down, you know, with the stun. So I like her in that way. I love Elhain as well. I actually like Elhain and Aethel in the endgame much better than Kayle, personally.
Yeah, same.
I guess the last thing that I'll say, the last call out, is we kind of talked about her quite a bit here, is Frozen Banshee. Like, we were comparing about her negatively, but she's really, she's still really, really solid, you know?
She's the best rare poisoner in the game, hands down.
Yep.
Like, I think the only one that can, like, even from Epics, maybe she might be even best. The only one that might be better than her is like a Cold Brawler. She does need some help with ally attack or counter attacks, but if you have that, she's gonna just fill that debuff bar just like that.
Indeed, man. Well, hey, we've talked about a lot of rare champions. Let us know if we missed your favorite. RIP, we'll pour a little out for Corpulent Cadaver, who's on the screen right now. Right. We love you. Not trying to touch on sore subjects, guys out there. But hey, OddOne, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I had a blast, bro. Let's do it again soon. Guys, perfect time to go check out the collab that we did on OddOne's channel as well. It'll be linked in the description below. Any final thoughts, any words before we let you go, man?
No, thank you very much for having me. It was a blast, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. So you gotta do this more often.
Me too, man. Me too. Have fun in Transylvania, and I'll see you when I see you, man. That's gonna do it for the video, guys. Thank you so much to OddOne. Thank you to you guys for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.